It's common knowledge that Arceus is the quote-unquote god of Pokemon, meaning it was the first Pokemon and it led to the expansion of the Pokemon universe. Left to its own devices, Pokemon might intermingle, creating new species of Pokemon. But I'm perplexed about the creation of this Pokemon. Its ancestor was a cold-blooded dragon, which bred with a cold and unfeeling robot, bringing to life the paradox Pokemon Iron Jugulis. It's recorded during an expedition into the Area Zero crater as one of the most vicious and violent Pokemon that you'll encounter within that area. As Iron Jugulis is a descendant of Hydreigon, this type of temperament makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the creation of Iron Jugulis. In an issue of Occulture, a dubious paranormal publication in the Paldea region, an article purports that Hydreigon met and fell in love with a robot. This led to coital activity and then to the birth of Iron Jugulis as a result. What, are we in the boys universe where this is okay? This is crazy. Of course, this is not a confirmed recounting of the creation of Iron Jugulis, and the true origins are unknown, but still, it's weird. In the Pokemon Violet games, AI Turo explains that Iron Jugulis is a future Pokemon related to Hydreigon, which I've already covered. However, according to Turo, from a different timeline, which was brought to the Crystal Pool by the Pokemon Terapagos, Iron Jugulis is actually a counterpart to Hydreigon in this alternate timeline. And again stating its true origins are unknown, so I seriously doubt that it came to existence because a Hydreigon decided to get freaky with a robot. And the only reason that Iron Jugulis is present in Area Zero is because of a time machine built by Professor Turo. Now returning to this Occulture magazine, a July issue described Iron Jugulis as being this flying robot of devastation, razing a building to the ground with high energy blasts. It is the perfect combination of cold-blooded killer with unfeeling robot. No feelings or emotions, incredibly efficient due to the robotic side, pure focus on the objective at hand. And for this Pokemon, that objective is violence, making it an incredible weapon of destruction. It has the ability to send its arms off, wandering around independently of its body, and can even shoot them like missiles against their opponents and enemies. What comes to mind is Dragapult, shooting those little dragon darts. Now, similar to Hydreigon, Iron Jugulis does not have any legs, and they do not need them. They are in a perpetual state of levitation, which correlates to its typing of being a dark and flying type Pokemon. It'll fly around, destroying anything in its path. Even while it sleeps, it will remain afloat through some mysterious force. And in this powered down state, the magenta energy on its neck plates and the underbelly and tail, and then the LED on the three faces turn to black, indicating that it is shut down or it is sleeping. I'll say this one more time. Iron Jugulis, of course, was inspired by Hydreigon, and by extension, it is inspired by the various beasts and occurrences that inspired Hydreigon, such as the Hydra, Yamato no Orochi, Zahak, and the Welbegham, and it references the condition of polycephaly. The panels around the three faces of Iron Jugulis is a reference to an LED display, and finally, the original creators of Hydreigon actually envisioned Hydreigon to be more of a biomechanical line of cyborg dragon tanks, a type of semi-mechanical kaiju, something along those lines. And as a result, they created Iron Jugulis to be the full realization of that concept. The name Iron Jugulis has different references as well. Iron, which could represent that it is part, well, it's not part steel type, but I guess part robot. You think of Iron Man. And Jugulis is derived from the Latin word jugulum, which means throat or neck. And then that could also reference jugular, the jugular veins in the neck. It is said that in the games, its name is actually inspired by a similarly described entity whose existence was kept in the Violet Book. And there's a shorter video on a Pokemon for Iron Jugulis. I'll be straight up, I don't like Iron Jugulis. I think overall the design is pretty lazy. The backstory of it, like I said, it's weird. Now, I really don't think that it bred with the robot. I mean, that's just impossible. So, I mean, it's lazy. There could have been some pretty awesome opportunities to create a really cool backstory for Iron Jugulis. So I'm let down with that. And then the design itself, for me, it's just too similar to Hydreigon. And overall, I think Hydreigon is better. It's a better design. It's a better Pokemon. Statistically, it outclasses Iron Jugulis. I think even typing wise, it's just overall better. So, you know, if your cup of tea is Iron Jugulis, I apologize, but I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but yeah, whatever. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. If there are any other Pokemon you'd like me to do these type of videos on, please also let me know in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the support, for all the time you spent watching the channel. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.